Hey, this is Matthew.
And this is Vinny, the wrestling figure historian.
Welcome back to Nerd News today for another retro wrestling figure review. And this time we're going way back in time with the WWE Mattels.
Yes, we're going back to Series 2 of the retro figures with Triple H from his SummerSlam 1998 match against The Rock in that famous ladder match for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, which is like one of the greatest matches of all time, and really put them both on the map.
Yeah, that's basically what shot them all the way to the top.
Yeah. So since this is an earlier retro figure, you'll notice that it's got the blue border and the black background, whereas more of the later ones had red borders.
With more action shot as the wrestlers.
Yeah, a lot of these earlier ones were like pose photos, and they started using just like in-ring photos typically.
Which is basically the reverse of what Hasbro did. Their first few series had the live action shots as the wrestler's background, and then they went to actual pose photos. So, interesting.
Yeah. So unlike later series, Triple H has no base, no mayhem code, it's just the figure.
Yeah, that was when these figures were purely the figures.
Brand new, and they were trying to still figure things out. So it's our Triple H. And in the back of the box, you'll see that Triple H does his finishing move, which is a jumping move. We'll talk about that later on.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is it is actually going to throw back to that SummerSlam match, because there's The Rock.
Yeah,
they're wrestling.
It is supposed to be the pedigree. Maybe there is a way we could figure out how to do the pedigree with this action.
We're going to try it. I think we did it with Seth, because we reviewed Seth way back when. So we're going to see if we can figure out how to do it again.
Well, in this line was also Kane, Mankind, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and Sting in his black and white crow attire.
And we would later get a repaint of that Sting, which we actually reviewed the red version. We're probably not going to review the white version because it's the same figure.
It's the same figure,
Yeah.
essentially. So, yeah, Mattel was also going down the route of recycling parts and just repainting.
So let's go ahead and take our Triple H out of the package, and let's see if this figure should suck it or stay.
So far, it looks like it's going to suck it.
Ouch. And here is our Triple H out of the package. He's loose. Oddly enough, I don't really have a lot of Triple H figures in my collection from Mattel,
No.
but I do have the same outfit in the basic figure form. Just kind of a weird thing.
Yeah, but then again, I don't see why they wouldn't want to recycle this outfit because it was an iconic outfit.
It really is. So let's talk about Triple H. The sculpt is so-so.
I actually like it. It definitely represents Triple H from that era. I will have to give that face sculpt a pass. Plus the long flowing hair. I actually really do like it.
I kind of don't. I don't really know what I don't like about it. Maybe his face is a little too squishy. I like the expression.
Yeah.
I don't think the face really looks entirely like him. I think they've captured a part of him, but not all of him.
They basically captured the nose.
They try to capture the nose, but even the nose just looks kind of squishy, like a button nose, more than it does like him.
But then again, this is like the callback to the Hasbro's where it's like the cartoony look.
Yeah.
So
I don't hate it, but again, like I got this Triple H because I'm trying to complete my series. He was one of the ones I did pass on when it first came out, and part of it was because of that face.
I could understand that, but I do like the attention they put onto the attire.
Yeah,
and the tights.
He's got the logo on all sides and on his Triple H booty, on the other side and on the front.
And if you look real close on the sides, you could kind of see also the DX in the cross of the two swords.
Yeah, it's very, very tiny, and I don't even know if the camera can pick it up, but it is there. That's a really nice little piece of detail.
Man.
I think a lot of people probably wouldn't even notice that, in fact, because it's so small, and that's a detail they've really been putting in other figures going forward.
Yeah, so I'm going to say they definitely knocked the attire for a retro out of the park.
Yeah. Now, the body is your typical jumper body with the little tab in the back, but we did note before we started reviewing this that this is not quite working the way it's supposed to work.
No, because you should easily just, with one finger, press down on the tab on the back and should release.
Which is what I'm doing, and it's not going down.
So this could be maybe the figure itself was a little defective. Well, I don't know if you could let us know if your Triple H does the same thing. We would like to know, because it's kind of a bummer when you get a figure out of package and the action feature doesn't work.
Yeah, and like I will say, when you push down the shoulders, it works.
But then,
But he can't really fly. He's not going up. Like, it's just hard to get him to go.
yeah, it's
And when you do it like this, it does not want to go down. So I think it's just defective.
you have to do it the same way as the Goldberg spear then.
Yeah, but even then, it's just not
Even
reliable.
then, it's not reliable.
Like, it's
so.
catching on something when it does it, and I don't know how or why, but it's like it looks like just like the way it's connected here. You probably can't even see that, but it just is not catching, or it's hitting on something as you push it down.
Or
so
maybe the spring inside is a little loose. That's what I'm thinking.
I think no matter what, it's just defective. So we got a bad Triple H.
The one thing I will say too, with I don't know how I feel about this compared to the way Hasbro did it. Their jumpers, their head stayed in that same position, and you could see the neck.
Yeah, the weird neck pop out.
The weird neck joint. So, but at least you could tell, okay, this thing is working.
Yeah, well, that is a big plus, since you mentioned that, is the fact that you don't see their joint when you push down. Like, that is a cool thing. Once you do get it to actually work, it's just like, it just goes midget Triple H, as opposed to...
Hashtag midget Triple H.
As opposed to Mecha Neck Masters of the Universe style Triple H.
Now back to the action feature. I don't see why they gave Triple H a jumper feature to do the pedigree.
And we talked about this too with the Seth Rollins figure.
Because his finisher was the pedigree. But with Seth Rollins, it made sense because it was kind of a callback actually to the curb stomp.
Yeah, it could have really been used as either or. And they probably just didn't want to have a figure with a curb stomp feature.
Yeah, because at that time, that's when they were saying, curb stomp does not sound good on TV, so we might have to get rid of that.
Yeah, so you can still do the pedigree with it. This one here, it's like, when they have it set up, I feel like it makes sense, but it's not working.
The way the arms are set up, yes, it looks like you could hook somebody up for the pedigree. But
that's about it.
That's it. But even trying to do that with somebody, the arms are like too stubby. So how are you gonna...
Yeah, there's really no one you could hook with. And there's not this... In terms of playability...
And you can't even put it like as if it's a pile driver, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, and part of it's because his arms are also really short.
His arms are short, the torso's massive because of the jumper feature.
Yeah. It just does not work as a pedigree. And
no.
We complained about it in Seth Rollins. We're complaining about it even more here because it looks even worse somehow with Triple H.
Oh, yeah. It's like how in the series you had Stone Cold Steve Austin with a clothesline feature, which didn't make sense, but it looked good on the figure.
You could pass it at least as a stunner.
You could pass it as a stunner. The same thing with Mankind with the clothesline. It's funny, this freaking line used 3 clotheslines and 2 jumpers.
Yep.
So you could already tell this was where Mattel was going to start getting lazy.
I do wish they just used more of those clothesline features, in my opinion. But that's just an overall nitpick.
Yeah, well, the clothesline feature was awesome, and then later on they would use the backwards clothesline to do chops.
Yeah.
Man, that action feature's killing this figure for me.
Yeah, it's a real unique kind of figure because, again, I don't like the face. You're okay with the face.
I'm okay with the face. The attire was great.
Yeah, the detail is off the charts. Probably some of the best detailing we've had, even though it's a very simple little thing, but it's definitely like really great attention to detail. Just have that little DX in there.
Yeah, and accuracy on the attire and everything. But then you go down to the action feature, which is the most important part of these retro figures, and it's not working.
Yeah, it is absolute poop.
So, yeah, unless you're looking to complete the retro series, I kind of have to say this is a pass.
It's an easy pass for me. There's a reason why I waited so long to get this one. I think this Triple H was also a peg warmer for quite some time when it first came out. I think he was actually one of the ones you could find.
At Walmart, if I'm not mistaken.
He was easy to find. I think even Toys R Us.
Because the first 2 lines were Walmart exclusives, if I'm not mistaken.
I couldn't remember seeing him at Toys R Us. Like, maybe they eventually got some, but yeah, either way, he was there for a long time. He was on shelves for quite some time because it's just not that exciting of a figure compared to what else is out there.
Yeah, from what it's sounding like, the jumper figures didn't really sell so well.
And they really just used it a lot also, so it's hard to really say whether or not jumpers actually did sell well or not. I'm biased against them normally, so I kind of, I want to say it didn't, but then you got guys who had it, like Daniel Bryan. Well, he had the drop kick, but it was close enough.
He had the drop kick, but Daniel Bryan could pull off the drop kick. The Finn Balor had the drop kick feature, which wasn't so bad.
I think Kofi had the drop kick as well, or did he have the... well, basically, they're still jumper style. They basically did the jumper style and just, like, slightly altered.
The jumper body, basically.
Yeah. There was a lot of those figures.
Yeah, now I'm thinking about it. Mattel really didn't use too many action features.
No, they kept it really, really simple.
Quite a shame because I felt like they could have gone more with the action features as compared to Hasbro.
Yeah, they'd only just begun to start doing like the punch down more so, like the one that Kevin Owens has.
Yeah.
And like I think they had a spring back as well. They only just begun to really do more of those things. So maybe they were exploring more options, but I think budget was a big problem.
Yeah, because probably they have so many other figures coming down the pike right now, so
that's unfortunate. But here is our sad Triple H figure from Retro Series. I believe it's 2.
yes, it was 2. And this was the last series before they started coming out with the bases. So sorry guys, no base today.
No base or code. But yeah, overall, it's still a pass for me, this figure. As in, pass on it, don't want to buy it unless I'm trying to complete the collection, which I am right now.
Yeah, it's a shame. But now I'm starting to understand why maybe Mattel is putting this series on ice.
There's some kinks that need to work out, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And we're seeing some of the weaker ones now.
Yep.
So on that note, I'm Matthew.
And this is Vinny, the wrestling figure historian.
That's our Retro Series Triple H figure. Not so great.
Not so great.
He is not the King of Kings.
He's not the King of Kings, but hey, like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell to get notifications for our next video.
Ring the bell. The bells of Triple H.
Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead.
Bring out your jobbers.
Bring out your jobbers.
Where's Barry Horowitz?
Where's Zack Ryder?
Ouch.